I'm Dr. Gail Dubinsky, orthopedic medicine and yoga instructor in Sebastopol, Northern California. Today's yoga pearl is side bends. Now, side bends, along with twists, are really helpful to open up the rib cage, flush the organs with circulation and breath, and overall enhance our mobility. So we will demonstrate some various ways. This is more of a tutorial of all the ways you can incorporate side bends rather than a follow along sequence. So first of all, if you have visited some of the other yoga clips on my YouTube channel, you may have seen the yoga for those who sit too much, where we did hip rotations. So if we're going to emphasize the sides of the body, we're going to do more body rotations. So that legs and hips are going to stay more or less stationary. Your feet are going to be a little wider than hip width apart. And we're just going to start moving the body around the hips. So you can decide what position of your feet is most comfortable. And again, you want to keep the breath flowing, one half of the circle inhaling, one half of the circle exhaling. And if you have some lower back issues, be a little careful of that quadrant where you go from side bending to back bending. It might be a little crunchy. So then your circle is not going to be a completely even circle. You might have to limit one of the ranges of motion a bit. Okay, and of course you're going to change directions. So again, we're really working on sort of this whole side body, keeping the hips more or less stationary. And you might do this 30 seconds to a minute aside. Okay? So now, most of the time when we're going to be doing side bending, we're going to be using our arms. So again, feet about a wide hip width apart, which is about maybe 14, 16 inches or so. And we're not talking hips, we're talking hip sockets. All right, so first one, we're just going to inhale, exhale, inhale, back down, exhale. Now you can do a nice little thing with your head. You can kind of hook your fingers around above the ear and then rest your head in your hand, and you can stay for a little bit and breathe, lift that elbow up. And I'm going to let you decide whether you inhale as you stretch over or you exhale as you stretch over, because both of them have their benefits. And just do whatever works for you. Just make sure you're breathing. And of course, you can just take the arms like a windmill kind of situation. Just trying to keep the arm over the head as much as you can. And again, you can stay on the side, just keeping on breathing. Now, in my other yoga DVDs, more full-length DVDs, there are lots of variations that I show where you can stand with your hands behind your head and you can bend to the side, inhaling up, exhaling, bending to the side, inhaling up, or the reverse breath if you prefer. Or you can even take your arms up overhead and bend, stretching, pressing the feet down, lifting up and stretching over. And I'm finding, at least today, that I'm preferring to bend over on the exhale and inhale to come up. Okay, you can even take a strap, and I'll just demonstrate as if I had a strap between my hands, and then you can do, and this has been in many of my yoga videos in the past. So this kind of real strap is between. Okay. Okay, so we can do side bending seated as well. So on the floor, you may remember this position from our twist pearl. You can do a side bend. So we can either inhale to one side, exhale to the other, or we can inhale in the middle, exhale to the side, inhale up, exhale to the other side, or vice versa. So I'll just demonstrate. And you want to keep your elbows up and back. And your sit bone will get light, the one that you're bending away from, but try to keep it in contact with the floor. And try to keep your head in line and not forward. So make sure you're breathing in a conscious way of all those variations I described. Either inhale one side, exhale the other, going back and forth, or else inhaling in the middle, exhaling to the side, or exhaling in the middle and inhaling to the side. All right, so borrowing from our hip opener yoga strand, you can stretch your legs out. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn to one leg, really aligning your belly, ribs, and chest over that leg. And then inhale, take the arm up. And exhale. That's not how far you go, it's how much stretch you get and how it's really nice to hold your head. So you've got the elbow rolling back, you've got your head resting in your hand, and you're turning the chest, keeping that sit bone down, really elongating this whole side body. This is one of the best ways to really get that side waist. And then slowly, carefully coming on up. Breath in the middle. Exhale, turning, belly, ribs, and chest toward that leg. Other leg is facing the side of the body. Take a breath in, lift the arm, exhale, lean out. Try not to collapse. Try to really lean those lower ribs as you reach the arm. Depending on how tight you are, you may not even have to bend sideways that far just to get this incredible stretch here. So depending on where your body tightness is, whether it's in your low back, your hips, your legs, wherever, one of these will really speak to you. So on those twists to the side like that, those are very potent. You could just repeat it once on each side and hold. And the other one, this is a little bit more of a dynamic side bend. So there's a whole range of possibilities you can explore. So you want to do a number of repetitions consciously with the breath. Namaste. For more yoga, please visit the other clips on the YouTube channel and my website, RX Yoga, for the longer DVDs, RSI, RX Yoga, and Yoga for Gardeners. Namaste.